Hello everybody, Doug Smith, family-friendly canine dog training. Just a quick video here to talk about some of the tools that we use during our training. I want to be up front and make sure that everybody knows as you're looking into our training programs what kind of tools we use, why we use them, and why we believe they're effective. So first and foremost, we generally always start with a lot of treats, a lot of positive reinforcement. In some cases, especially with puppies, we'll use their food, maybe their morning meal or their evening meal or both, in order to train them, use positive reinforcement with their food. It's a great way, by the way, to feed them anyway, as well as train them and give them a lot of positive reinforcement. Start the luring process. You can really train little young dogs a lot with their morning or evening meal. So we do a lot of that. We use a lot of positive reinforcement. In fact, we probably use more positive reinforcement than we use anything else. The other thing that we use, especially with slightly older dogs, not quite puppies, although you could probably start 5-6 months old if you wanted to, but we also utilize prong collars. Prong collars are a great tool in training, and I can tell you that the issues that I had with my dogs and leash pulling, when I really researched it, when I worked with some of the great trainers out there and really utilized these tools the right way, I found a great a tool that really enabled me to be able to walk my dog with some kind of sanity down the street. I know that's something that a lot of people struggle with, and I can tell you that if you can't properly communicate with your dog while on a leash, there's all kinds of other problems that goes along with that. So prong collars are one of the key tools that we use. Certainly it's one of those things that I use right up front and right off the bat, because it allows us to communicate with the dog and allow the dog to start making choices and understand what those choices mean. So with the prong collar, we make sure and do a lot of foundation work. You don't just put on a prong collar and start yanking and cranking away, right? So these prong collars, and we use the Herm Springer. You can kind of see that on the faceplate there, Herm Springer. You can buy them on Amazon or any number of different places, but we use these Herm Springer collars because they truly are the best. We like sort of how they interact with the dog, and most specifically, if you look at sort of these prongs, they're well rounded off. Herm Springer does a great job of ensuring that these are nice and rounded off and won't cause any damage to your dog. So Herm Springer, again, is what we use, and I truly believe that it is a very humane collar to use, and it's all in the training session. So it's designed, again, to give a pressure all the way around the neck, not just in one specific spot in like you would see sort of in a choke chain, traditional choke chain. I don't know how many people actually use choke chains anymore. I see them once in a while, but this allows for pressure all the way around, so it's a very uniform feel and fit for the dog. We'll do some additional videos that will be on the site to show you just exactly how we condition the dogs on the prong collars, and that's very important. With any of the tools that we use, you don't just put them on and just start yanking and cranking away. You will be very unsuccessful with that. Okay, there's a way to do these things the right way, and we'll document that for you to help you out if it's something that you want to try and do yourself. Okay, this video really is designed to ensure that anybody that is looking at family-friendly canine to help them with their dog training, we want to make sure that you clearly understand the tools that we use and why we use them. We feel like they're very successful. We want to be able to quickly change a dog's behavior if that's what's necessary. Get a dog to walk on a loose leash, which I think is one of the biggest things that I see in people that are just really struggling. I mean, they don't want to take their dog on a walk. I don't blame them because they're just all over the place and they're yanking them down the street. And they really can hurt themselves pretty bad with a flat collar and choking themselves. But the problem with flat buckle collars is it just feels good to the dog. It doesn't look like it feels good, but it does, and it's really in that pull drive. and the more they pull, the more they want to pull. Sounds ridiculous because they seem like they're miserable, but the only person that's miserable is the person on the end of that leash. So again, prong collars, I can tell you that when I started utilizing them, I was able to change a dog's direction very quickly. Not by yanking and cranking on this thing, not by yelling at the dog or getting upset, but by simply teaching a dog what that pressure feels like and how that pressure gets released. Okay, and there's, like I said again, there's going to be a bunch of different videos on that, a bunch of different videos on YouTube. I'm certainly not the first one to do it, but I just wanted to represent our company in that way to be able to tell you, hey, we use these things, we believe in them, and think they're a great tool, and not only that, they're humane. I use them on my dogs. I wouldn't do so if I didn't think they were humane. I'm not looking to hurt my dogs. I want to have a great relationship with my dog and enjoy our time together. So the other thing, other tool that we use are e-collars. So I'm a big advocate and fan of e-collars. This one happens to be the Mini Educator by e-collar Technologies. I like these ones a bunch. Again, this is another tool and device that needs a lot of work up front, a lot of foundation training to ensure the dog understands what that sensation is. I see on the internet all the time, oh, you're shocking your dog, this is a shock collar. This is not a shock collar, all right? It's not. It does not give you an electronic shock. If you've ever had some back pain or been to the doctor or whatever, and had a TENS unit on your back, I've had that a bunch. That's exactly what this is, okay? This e-collar Technologies, this will go from 0 to 100. And that being said, I don't think that I've worked this over 15 on any one of my dogs, depending on some distraction. I have two big labs. One lab works on a level 3, and the other lab works on a 6 or 7. But so ultimately, you don't need a lot of power out of this thing. If you're constantly training on 80 and 90, we got a problem, right? We didn't do the foundation work to begin with, and it's very critical that you do that work up front. Okay, it's not fair to the dog to just put this thing on and start cranking away, and you'll just confuse the dog. You'll create a lot of issues with your dog if you do that. Take it slow, do the right foundation training, condition the dog the right way. We actually use food along with the e-collar, just so as the conditioning process goes, it's a positive experience and the dog very clearly understands what that sensation is. Now, the other part of this is we don't teach anything with this e-collar. I teach nothing, okay? This simply gets layered over behaviors and commands that the dog already knows, okay? So that's critical because a dog isn't going to know what this sensation means and you're trying to yell at him a command. Let's just use sit, for example. If you have a dog that doesn't know how to sit, doesn't know the command, by simply putting this on and cranking away on it and saying sit is not going to get you the result that you're looking for. What I'm looking to do is a dog that already understands how to sit. We've probably worked with food. We've worked with the prong collar. And now all I'm simply doing is wanting the dog to be able to do it without any collar at all. Totally off leash, I want the dog to sit. Guess what? You can work with this tool and device to be able to get that result. Do not, please do not go out and buy an e-collar and just start cranking away and thinking that you're going to be able to get your dog to sort of submit to some kind of behavior. It doesn't work like that, okay? So seek a professional. There's a ton of video out on YouTube. I know that because I used all of those videos to be able to learn how to use this tool, and I've used it with both of my big labs that are fully off-leash trained, off-leash heel. I have a lot of off-leash freedom because I can trust them, and I can always get them back if necessary. So please search the right information. Also, obviously this is part of our programs that we have available, so if this is something you're interested in, a family-friendly canine can certainly help you with that, okay? So that's just a quick video to outline the tools that we use, why we use them, so that everybody's clear and you can make a decision for yourself whether Family Friendly Canine is the business and dog trainers that'll work for you and for your dog. Thank you. Talk to you later.